welcome to Drive It, the motor magazine on DW. This time, new SUV from Japan. We test the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Backing up with ease, thanks to VW's Trailer Assistant. And the latest from the LA Auto Show. This year's Los Angeles Auto Show, as always, is a showcase for American brands like Cadillac and GMC. Here, you'll see huge cruisers and brawny pickups with plenty of power under the hood. Just what Americans like best. Some of the best-known examples are the Ram truck and the Lincoln Navigator. But other renowned manufacturers are showing off their latest models in LA too. Mercedes-AMG head Tobias Meurs points out California is the U.S.'s biggest car market.
LA is one of the most significant automobile shows in America.
Detlef van Platen, head of marketing for Porsche, says his company loves LA. Here's how Porsche presents its new dynamic duo. The 718 Boxster GTS and the 718 Cayman GTS are the top models in their ranges. Van Platen says that despite all the talk about connectivity and digitalization, many customers want something pure, unfiltered, and analog. Porsche wants to cater to those desires with the new 911 Carrera T. Luring the purists are its reduced weight, manual transmission, and mechanical rear differential lock. Meanwhile, Toyota has a new version of the Camry. This compact mid-range sedan has been around since 1983, and although it is a top seller in much of the world, it's not on offer in Europe. Toyota's luxury car division Lexus is drawing attention with the new edition of its RX 350L. Customers had clamored for a third row of seats, and here Lexus has provided it. Mercedes-Benz has brought several highlights to Los Angeles. First, the S-Class convertible. The open four-seater is the lap of luxury and profits from the developments in the hardtop S-Class models. Highlight number 2 is the third generation of the CLS. Mercedes chief designer Gordon Wagoner says everything is new in the third generation of the CLS, which created a design icon and a new class of four-door coupes. This is the first time that a car has been permitted to look like a design sketch, the way designers draw them, he enthuses, with a small roof and an exaggeratedly flat silhouette that makes this car spectacular. The CLS is being released with a completely new selection of 3 6-cylinder engines, 2 diesels, and a gasoline. Mercedes-AMG's Project One is heading in an entirely different direction. Meurs says the One displays all the technology that is currently feasible. Its 1.6-liter V6 engine was adopted from a Formula One race car. 4 electric motors give this speedster more power. A total of 745 kilowatts allow it to reach speeds above 350 kilometers an hour. Not quite that fast, but still very sporty, is Chevrolet's classic Corvette. But the trade show offers more than concept cars and mass-produced vehicles. Here you can also see one-of-a-kind creations, like this Kia Stinger, souped up by the tuning pros at West Coast Customs. And here's a concept snowmobile based on a GMC pickup truck. It has a rack for snowboards, and its chains allow it to tackle the mountains. If you want a really eccentric and extravagant ride, try this two-seat, three-wheel buggy. It's sure to catch eyes and turn heads. Car tester Michelle says Mitsubishi has been out of the headlines for a while, but now its new model shows they've been keeping up. Eclipse Cross is the name of the Japanese manufacturer's new compact SUV. It's not an unknown name. With over 1.4 million units sold over 4 generations and 20 years until 2012, the Eclipse was a very successful sports car, especially in North America. The Eclipse Cross takes on the coupe-like contour of its namesake and transfers the sporty silhouette into the SUV segment. Michelle says the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross provides a good feel for the road with very soft and comfortable steering. Thanks to the continuously variable transmission, there are no abrupt gear shifts. The 4-cylinder gasoline engine delivers a respectable 120 kilowatts and goes to work with up to 250 newton-meters of torque. But at the same time, the Eclipse Cross is big and heavy. And although the CVT transmission is one of the best of its kind, it seems to swallow a lot of power. The car just doesn't feel lively. And even under optimum test conditions, it needs 7 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. Michelle says Mitsubishi has deliberately chosen a design that will polarize buyers. She says she finds the rear to be a bit too angular, but the front is more successful. Mitsubishi's last few cars were all so bland that they were instantly forgettable. But the Eclipse Cross looks like it's trying hard to get our attention, perhaps too hard. Its side profile is sleek and sporty, and at 4.41 meters, relatively long. With its split rear window and high-mounted lights, the quirky rear makes competitors like a Nissan Juke and BMW X4 look almost ordinary. The rear seats can be moved forward 20 centimeters. The split rear seats can be moved separately from each other and have adjustable pitch. This makes the Cross extremely flexible when space is needed. Michelle says she likes the interior a lot, especially because Mitsubishi isn't known as a luxury manufacturer. But the interior really doesn't look cheap, and there's a good feel to the materials they used. The dashboard is horizontally split, following a philosophy of information above, operation below. What's striking is this black square in the center console next to the gear lever. For the first time, Mitsubishi has equipped a model with a touchpad. That's a feature previously available only in higher vehicle classes. Functions like the radio and the Apple CarPlay system can be intuitively controlled with your finger. A paddle on the steering wheel controls the behavior of the continuously variable transmission. She says the Eclipse Cross closes the gap between Mitsubishi's ASX and its Outlander. The company has a long history of off-road vehicles and sees itself as an all-terrain specialist. She says that tradition doesn't always have to look old-fashioned. There are no obvious weaknesses in the first kilometers of our test of Mitsubishi's lifestyle SUV. Its handling is quite dynamic without sacrificing comfort. It's also safe, thanks to all the latest connectivity and a variety of assistance. In Germany, the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross starts at just under 22,000 euros. The new Seat Leon Cupra R is the current top-of-the-range Cupra, and with 228 kilowatts, it's the Spanish maker's most powerful model. Its top speed is electronically limited to 250 kilometers per hour, but it also packs a powerful price. In Germany, it starts at just under 45,000 euros. The second-generation Dacia Duster is set to hit the streets. On the outside, it stayed tough with some minor visual tweaks, but the interior has been completely redesigned. It's been given a big safety boost with a blind spot warning system. The Dacia Duster goes on the market in early 2018. Frankfurt Airport is one of Europe's most important air traffic hubs. Every day, it handles almost 1,300 takeoffs and landings and more than 165,000 passengers. All the airborne and earthbound operations have to function absolutely smoothly to keep the rapid succession of takeoffs and landings on schedule. That's a mammoth task, even when the weather is good. Imagine the challenge when ice and snow cover the runways. If just 10 centimeters of snow fall on the ramps, taxiways, and runways, then about 6,000 truckloads of snow have to be removed. This is what a fast, cost-effective solution could look like. Mercedes' new remote truck interface system coordinates vehicles on closed company sites to operate as automated convoys.
Here
are 4 automated Arak trucks, says Philip Dreyer of Daimler's Lab 1886. They've been automated for removing snow from the airport runways. They are remote controlled, and a differential GPS system locates them on the airfield. That means that, in addition to the normal GPS system, familiar from navigation devices, there is a local correction system up on the tower of the testing grounds. It refines the GPS reading so that the snow removal trucks are steered within a tolerance of centimeters. Remote Truck Interface is a step toward a completely networked and autonomous utility vehicle. The system was developed in collaboration with specialists from the company that operates Frankfurt Airport. No special sensors are involved. They wouldn't work in bad weather anyway. Communication between the vehicles and the operators is by encoded radio signal. Philip Dreyer explains that the automation of these snow removal trucks has 2 aspects. First, they drive themselves. Acceleration, braking, and steering are carried out with a central control unit. Second, another central unit controls the snow removal equipment. It's operated by a person in the lead vehicle. What's new here is that the operator in the lead vehicle is not a driver. There's no need to steer or brake, allowing closer supervision of the convoy's operations.
Eben kein Fahrer ist, sondern der überwacht nur den Betrieb des Konvois. Also lenkt nicht, bremst nicht, sondern überwacht nur.
Snow removal at Frankfurt Airport cost 23 million euros last winter. The Weather Service's snow predictions often turn out to be false alarms. The advantages of the remote truck interface system are rapid and flexible use of the vehicles and high precision. This system could be useful also on construction sites, when clearing minefields, in ocean harbors, and in agriculture. The system works only on closed grounds, but has proved to be very reliable. All that's still lacking is a test under severe snow conditions. Reinhold Deisenhofer says for many drivers, parking a vehicle with a horse trailer attached to it is no laughing matter. But he says VW's trailer assist should help. It's the system promoted in this commercial with the laughing horses. Though when a VW Tiguan with trailer assist arrives, the party's over. But does the system really help while driving a vehicle with a trailer attached? Let's see, he says. As a compact SUV, the Tiguan is well suited to this task. It boasts high ground clearance and robust plastic cladding that offers good underbody protection. And thanks to its all-wheel drive, the vehicle maintains a firm grip, even on slippery surfaces. Horse lover Sophie Held is going to test what the Tiguan is like as a tow vehicle. She flips the switch in the trunk to release the trailer hitch. Then she uses the rear view camera to maneuver the trailer precisely. Reinhold says trailer assist is easy to use and a big help when reversing, though he advises drivers to practice a little in a parking lot first. Still, it's only a driver assist and not a completely automated system. He feels a computer can never completely replace a human's visual judgment. It takes just a few quick steps to connect the electrical cable that delivers power to the trailer's taillights. Secure it and turn the crank till the lock snaps into place. And Sophie's all ready to go for a test drive. Our Tiguan is equipped with a 2-liter 110 kilowatt diesel engine. Though it's the smallest diesel engine available for this SUV, it packs plenty of pulling power. Its maximum 340 Newton-meters of torque at just 1,750 RPM mean it can pull away with ease, even with a trailer in tow. Now comes the decisive part of the test. Sophie must back the trailer into a designated parking spot. Sophie explains that she first put the car into reverse, like normal. Then she presses the park assist button to activate the trailer assist. Now she steers the car using the mirror adjustment joystick by pushing it to the left or right, depending on the direction she wants to go. Now she wants to go left, so she presses leftwards. Trailer assist relies on many components that are already present: park assist, power steering, electric mirror adjustment, the rear view camera, and the infotainment display. All of these components work together to prevent the trailer from suddenly ending up in the wrong place. Sophie says that at first it was a bit strange to steer the car and the trailer using just the little mirror adjustment button. But once you've done it a few times, it's relatively easy, especially because you can see the direction you're going on this infotainment display here. Reinhold says the good news is trailer assist works straight away. The bad news is it costs extra and you need to combine components to make it work. For instance, the rear view camera and the trailer hitch with the electrical installation kit. The system costs 935 euros and the trailer hitch another 880. But trailer assist does give drivers a sense of security so they can relax when they're pulling a big load. Even in tight spaces or situations with poor visibility, backing up is no longer a problem. Today, the Porsche 356 numbers among the truly classic sports cars. In 1948, it became the first automobile to proudly bear the Porsche name. Before then, Ferdinand Porsche had developed cars for various other brands at the Porsche Design and Engineering firm he'd founded in 1931 in Stuttgart. But our classic car expert Christoph Bauer tells us that the first Porsche wasn't actually built in Stuttgart, but in the Austrian town of Gmünd. Near the end of the Second World War, the company had moved its entire operations there to escape the constant bombing raids. And the 356 wasn't the brainchild of patriarch Ferdinand Porsche. Rather, it was his son Ferry who created the sports car out of VW parts. His father praised Ferry's work and said he wouldn't change a single screw. Ferdinand Porsche was one of the auto industry's pioneers. Starting in 1897, he developed electric and hybrid vehicles, an all-electric drive model, and trend-setting mid-engined race cars like the Austro-Daimler Sascha and the Auto Union Silver Arrow. Christoph tells us that early versions of the Porsche 356 had a souped-up Beetle engine under the hood, which barely produced 40 horsepower. That's not really enough for a sports car, but he says it's fun all the same. The car's clever aerodynamics and lightweight construction let it reach 140 kilometers an hour.
Und das mit der gleichen Souveränität und Zuverlässigkeit wie beim Organspender aus Wolfsburg.
During the 17 years the 356 was produced, Porsche continued to make improvements. This Super 90 convertible from 1960 is among the most fully perfected versions. Its 1.6-liter 90-horsepower engine is over twice as powerful as the motor in the original 356. Christoph feels that the Porsche 356 is not only a blast to drive, it's a feast for the senses too. The Bakelite steering wheel, the leather seats, these buttons here. Everything gives you the impression of being made to last. The car's body was designed by engineer Erwin Komenda, who'd already given shape to Auto Union's Grand Prix sports cars and the VW Beetle. Christoph says the 356 is a true milestone in automotive history that formed the basis for Porsche's design language. He says any new 911 is really just a modern variant of the 356.
Dann ist der eigentlich auch nichts anderes als eine moderne Variante des 356.
Its face is immediately recognizable. The round headlights and prominent wings have essentially become part of Porsche's DNA. The gently sloping rear is also a Porsche specialty, although the teardrop aerodynamic design is now seen as dated. The ignition is found to the left of the steering wheel. The tachometer is centrally located, and the ergonomics are stellar. These features Porsche drivers have come to know and love all came from the 356. Christoph says the heart of the 356 can be found back here. While the first 356s used Beetle engines, this one was already fitted with a 4-cylinder 1.6-liter Porsche Boxer engine. It boasts underhead cams and generates 90 horsepower, in part thanks to these two Solex carburetors. The standard engines had 60 and 75 horsepower. There was a 130 horsepower variant with a very complicated vertical shaft engine, but he says this here is the finest one you can get. The Boxer engines are viewed as reliable and long-lasting. Then as now, Porsches are often known as sensible sports cars, which makes them unique. Christoph says that when Porsche announced it would be introducing a successor model, fans and automotive journalists claimed that a new Porsche could never outdo the old 356. Well, the 911 has certainly made more than a few friends over the years. And as the forefather to the 911, the first Porsche ever, the 356 is definitely an automotive milestone.
356, definitiv ein Meilenstein der Automobilgeschichte.
Today, it's still a pleasure to take a 356 convertible out for a spin on the picturesque roads of Trentino in northern Italy. After the 356 was discontinued in 1965, Porsche buyers had to wait until 1982 for the introduction of the 911 convertible, until they could once again feel the wind in their hair. Next time on Drive It, a pickup from Mercedes. We put the new X-Class to the test. And natural gas in the tank. VW takes a new look at this alternative fuel.